In the first presentation, we outlined the overall functionality of the series, and we located and aligned a graphic to the job while detecting issues in the supplied file that prepress will have to address. And then we submitted the file to a designated pre-flight routine. Let's continue on and pick up the story by reviewing what our actions did to our job. By selecting the item icon, it opens the work order tab. We then noticed that the pre-flight person identified both bleed and barcode issues that need to be adjusted. When we select the Job Files tab, we notice a full job folder tree has been created, and now 3 files are available. The original unedited file is in the Customer Supplied folder, and the pre-flight report and the pre-flight edited file are actually in the pre-flight errors folder. This tells us the pre-flight routine has detected some problems, but it also may have fixed them as part of the process. Using the image detail screen provides better viewing ability to review the results of both the pre-flight routines and the mirror bleed functionality. We can select both files and visually compare them to verify that the action worked effectively, by toggling on top of each other or by ghosting them to compare. Upon further inspection, it appears that the supplied graphic's lower left corner mark does not align to the trim box. We'll use the CoverPlanning page to review this, and using DM tools to remove old marks and create new ones. The web portal provides users with direct access to the files and folders by double-clicking a folder or using an available icon or menu item. Allows the operators to work natively with files on the job server. If I double-click here, it opens the containing folder, or if I use this icon, I can open this file in Acrobat. Any file system events. Some examples are making folders, moving files, file deletions, renames, and saving. The data manager system is instantly notified of those events, and the database internally processes those events, including generating new thumbnails. Now that we have the file open in Acrobat, we can use basic editing features to review the barcode and convert it to black only. Selecting the barcode reveals Acrobat recommends editing it in Photoshop and not Illustrator like it should be. This tells us that the barcode is a picture and not a real barcode. Some shops will reject the file and ask for the graphic to be replaced with a real barcode embedded file. But in this case, we'll attempt to adjust the supplied graphic. Opening the file in Photoshop and then applying the required adjustments and then saving the file back will immediately update the PDF with the embedded adjusted picture. We can process this cover using Data Planner's cover page now. This page has specialized tools tuned to various cover types to verify the file layout matches the requirements of all the order specifications. Data Planner uses a combination of pre-press operation using both Image Tool Server for normalizing functions and a filtered list of the pre-press system's designated hot folder workflows. Once we have performed the required adjustments, we will then use CoverPlanner's shirt tail feature to update the file. The shirt tail will embed order information in a user-defined form to properly identify and visibly tag the PDF when producing a PDF for the graphic approval workflows. The cover plan contains a wealth of tools and functionality, and we will focus on completing the work for our demo cover. But we will touch upon the overlay capabilities for other types of book covers, case covers, and dust jackets. Then we will end this with a brief example of a sample cover that requires mask file alignment and adjustments. We will first select the file in the pre-flights folder. It then loads the error report from the pre-flight routine. Using the zoom feature, we realized that the file had issues, but pre-flight fixed them for us. Next, we select the Pass Anywhere feature, which moves the pre-flighted PDF into the pre-flight success folder and reloads the thumbnail. We then use the Normalize Boxes feature to reset all the boxes around the current trim box, size, and position. After refresh, we now have a wider border on the graphic to work with. Remembering that we had a problem with the corner marks, we will submit this file to another workflow. This pit stop workflow will process the file and separate the mark objects and the rest of the PDF objects into separate layers. This supports keeping the original marks visible when positioning the overlay, which when saved will add a new set of digitally accurate corner marks. The old mark layer is now easy to separate and be removed once we are satisfied with our adjustments. We then select the Overlay tool, which translates order information and scales it relative to the selected PDF file and paints a layer on top of the PDF. This overlay shows 3 distinct panel sizes. The 2 outside panels use the finish size, while the spine panel uses the value in the text bulk field calculation. The Overlay tool allows us to position it and to visually verify that all panels fit correctly. And if there are visible spine breaks or spine marks, they should align exactly with the overlay. The text bulk field contains the suggested spine size for the order, but sometimes the order and the graphics don't match. CoverPlanning provides an override option, which in some cases might be required to handle job inserts, or maybe the operator recognizes that the spine is wrong, but he needs to determine what the designed graphic spine size is. This might be caused by customers having printed this book multiple times, and maybe this time they've ordered the book with a slightly different text stock, forcing an unexpected adjustment to the spine size. The spine size calculator provides an operator with an override feature that adds or subtracts to the calculated size from the order information, which instantly redraws to the new panel size. If the operator needs to increase his visual accuracy, he can increase the resolution of the thumbnail, which renders a new thumbnail version. Now we can zoom in even further for more precise positioning. Once numbers have been tweaked or adjusted, the overlay can be saved into layers of the PDF file itself. These additional layers can be used as a visual reference to the issues and shared with both the account manager and the graphic supplier to determine what needs to be adjusted. The graphic might need to be replaced, or maybe prepress is going to be asked to fix it. Or maybe the order information is wrong and it needs to get adjusted. Now that we've saved overlay information to the supplied PDF, we can run another workflow to remove the original marks and refresh the page. Now we can drag the finalized PDF into the working folder, and the Cover Planner will then make a copy of that file into that folder. The Working tab contains a different set of tools, and in this case we want to use the Add Shirt Till feature. This will fill in a customized form with a pertinent order information visibly tagging the PDF. We will then submit this file to a proofing workflow. Dust jackets and case covers require different overlays to validate each required panel size. Here's an example of a dust jacket. Notice that the dust jacket actually has 7 panels and requires extra order information to describe all the panel sizes, while the spine calculator provides editable flap values to set their size. Once all the dimensions are verified, then we can save the overlay information onto the PDF file. The case cover represents a foil embossing die, and using the overlay, we can convert a simple supplied file into a file that is proportionally correct, showing all the required panels with measurements. The first thing our operator does is normalize both supplied PDF files boxes around the trim box. After the page refreshes, we now have some margins to work with. Next, selecting the mask file, we want to process this into a spot plate by rendering it into a 2400 dpi 1-bit TIFF mask. So the first thing we need to do is visually browse Data Planner's separation list to select the plate we want to convert. In this case, we'll select the black channel. The resulting TIFF has already been packaged into a PDF file. Next, the mask needs to be colorized and set to your company's standard mask color name. PitStop will process the file, and when we reload the page, the new colored PDF mask is available. Lastly, we can overlay 2 PDF files together to visually inspect the processed mask and how they fit to each other. We can zoom into areas and use the ghosting feature that allows the user to compare and contrast how and where the mask edge interacts with the graphics. Mask files supplied as part of the printing process versus masks that are supplied for things like embossing or cutting can cause periodic printing issues. In most shops, the way graphic gets imaged through the proofing process, hard or soft, is different than the plate making operation. Proofing operations do not require the files to be combined, while the plate making operation does, and that causes the unexplained differences. We can also use the toggle feature to flash the 2 graphics and to aid in the visual comparison. Selecting the main file, then using the overlay feature, we now check the graphics required panel sizes, checking the corner and spine marks. When satisfied, we then save the overlay information to the PDF. Now we select both PDF files to use Data Planner's Merge PDF tool to combine all the required mass into a single file to be used in production. Refreshing the page loads the newly combined file, and then selecting it, we can review it both visually, but most importantly, we will verify the combined separation list is correct. Now that we have a properly inspected, combined, and processed file, we'll move it into the working folder.